Physio. Today we're going to talk about a warm-up for particularly runners. That's what I have in mind. I've had plenty of runners come up to me lately, not really sure of how to get started and warmed up. But this could be done with any sport. So the first thing you want to do, if you're going to right before strength training or running or anything like that, is just go for either a walk or a light jog for about 3 to 5 minutes, given how much time you have. Think of the warm-up to be about 10 minutes or so if you're going to have a good workout. And if you don't have too much time, about 5 minutes. So, number one, you're going to start with a light jog. Get the heart rate going, just nice and easy, just sort of going, not really going for speed. Going for an increase in heart rate, increase in blood flow, get the joints moving, that's it. Once you've sort of done about 3 to 5 minutes of it, then we're going to start with a dynamic warm-up. And by dynamic, we mean is we're going to do stretches as you move. So the first thing you're going to try is maybe you're going to do some defensive slides. So nice and low, go back and forth. You can even keep walking. So this could be part of your run if you're going to go running. Think about, don't feel like you have to count. You can think about maybe 15 to 20 of these, 1, 2, 3, kind of like that. You can think about, if you have a space kind of like this one, maybe 2 or 3 times up and back. There's no definite. So start with some defensive slides, both sides. You can add some cariokas, side to side, and the other way. If you sort of have some idea, you can add some hip mobility to that one. The idea with this one is try to get that pelvic rotation right through here. So you're warming up through your whole spine, not just your calves. Okay, the next one you could do some skipping. Just easy skipping. For a progression, you can aim for height. Get those arms moving. You can then move right into leaping. Up and back a couple times. Catch your breath, because that heart rate's going to go up pretty easily. So the goal is to get your heart rate maybe up a little higher than you're going to be in your workout, but then let it come back down. It's just a warm-up. You can then do other things like high knees, butt kickers. Do that too. And the idea with these is there's no right or wrong. Someone needs to work out. There's no right or wrong, but you want to try to get all joints in all planes. And initially, we're just getting the heart rate going. So, butt kickers, high knees, skips. You can start to progress to some jump squats. Good form, right? Coming back. You can do a couple of single leg. You can do some back pedal. I forgot about that one earlier. Again, there's no right or wrong. Creativity and changing it up can actually be a little fun. So that was, again, just more dynamic movements. Thinking about what your activity is going to be. So if you're going to go for a run, all those are pretty good. Do some bunny hops. And then we're going to go into a transition into a dynamic stretch. So before a workout, you want to stretch for a short period, a second or two, going through full range of motion, as opposed to what you do after the workout, which then is when you sustain it. So dynamic stretching could be the Frankenstein walk, keeping a tall body, back straight. We're just going as far as the hamstring lets you. Some of us are a little tighter, and maybe in the beginning it's a little tight, so it's okay if this is all you go. I don't want to see you hunching over just because you want to try to reach your toes. So up nice and tall. Eventually they can go a little higher. That's going to stretch your hamstrings. And then you're going to do some knee hugs. And again, you can keep walking because that's going to give you that heart rate elevation that we're looking for. So knee hugs. We can do a trickier one for quads and hip flexors is leaning. And again, if you keep it moving, That helps with your balance and your heart rate. So always back nice and tall for that one. You're not only stretching your hip flexors on this one, your quads, but you're also going to get a little bit of the stretch in the other leg. So that's walking. Okay. You can go and start do a little bit of lunging, where you come down just a little, no need to go deep. You can come down and get a little hip stretch. You can also get the calf stretch in the one behind. So stretch, like lunge like this, and bend the knee. Stretch the calf, hip flexor, calf, hip flexor. You can do some side lunges, or stretch the hips. You can go to both sides and switch. Side, side, switch. Let's see, we did those. You can even do walking and pigeon stretch with walking. So we're talking about that dynamic stretch, but at the same time, we're practicing balance. We're waking up those proprioceptors that help that ankle be stable as you go running around. So we did those, and let's see, a couple of other great ones that may not necessarily be helpful when you're out running, but I love, so I'm going to have to tell you, to stretch your whole body, is coming down and then kicking your foot to the opposite hand, stretching all the way through the back. Then turning around and doing some that are more commonly called scorpions, so it's opposite. Not great if you're outside and you don't feel like lying down, but we want to stretch a little bit more of the lower back, so when you're outside, you can come down and do some circles, maybe 3 to 5, depending on how dizzy you get, in one direction, and really trying to go for that full range of motion, because you're going to get a stretch through your hips, and even here, I feel stretch here and through here, so full range of motion. Okay, each direction. You can go to arm circles. Everybody knows arm circles. The other way, big, small, arm hugs, right? Hammers, where you just patting yourself in the back and hammer down. So we have all ranges. You can do a little bit of the neck, couple circles, neck circles. We don't really want too much head shaking when you're running anyways, but just you want to try to get a good warm up. So by now, you should have built up a little sweat. Your heart rate should be up, and you're ready to go. So things to remember for a dynamic warm-up. You should move. It shouldn't be just standing and I'm gonna stretch, I'm gonna stretch. You could stretch and do something like this where you keep it moving, but the idea is to keep moving. Second thing is you wanna start with a little bit of cardio, 3 to 5 minutes. Third, anything you wanna think of, make it fun. Because if it's not fun, boring, you're not gonna wanna do it. And number 4, now you're ready. So if you have any other questions, you can find me at fluidphysio.com or call my office, Fluid Physio, 609-436-0366, where either I or our other therapists can help you answer any questions you might have. There should be no pain with any of those activities, so if you are experiencing pain with any of them, especially in any of your joints, actually joints as opposed to, oh, my quads or my glutes, that is a red flag, and you definitely want to take care of it, making sure that it doesn't progress into something else. So if you have any questions, give us a call, 609-436-0366, or find us at fluidphysio.com, where every patient is an athlete.